This is your Bible Geeks Daily Download into the book, Luke chapters 6 through 10.
Last week, we started journeying through the New Testament, beginning with Luke. As Luke leads us through the mountains and seaside villages of Galilee, these spirit-led words can bring us to someplace new, insights and fresh resolve to follow this unusual king. So let's get ready to set off on the next leg of our trip through Luke.
First, let's put Jesus on the map. Back in Luke chapter 4, verse 19, Jesus returned in the power of the Spirit to Galilee. Luke took us from Bethlehem to Nazareth to Judea in last week's readings, but this period of teaching and miracle working in Galilee will put him on the map as he rises to new heights of fame, or infamy depending on who you ask, in chapters 5 through 9. So as you read, try to see this man from the perspective of the people around him.
And let's try to catch the sights. When I'm on a road trip, it's easy for me to get so caught up in making good time that I forget to notice the interesting landmarks around me. Some of the most beloved moments in the Bible come in these chapters, so don't rush past them without appreciating them. The Good Samaritan story will lead you to be more merciful. The story of Mary and Martha will remind you to slow down and listen at Jesus' feet. The exchange with Peter will highlight the gravity of confessing Christ. And while Jesus shows you his power as he feeds 5,000, he'll show you his compassion when he cares for the weak, the poor, and the outsiders again and again.
And let's notice the turning point. Tensions build throughout these chapters as controversy increases. When we get to chapter 9, the pace of the events picks up even more until the chapter closes around these heavy words. When the days drew near for him to be taken up, he set his face to go to Jerusalem. Luke chapter 9, verse 51. He won't arrive in Jerusalem for another 10 chapters, but now he starts preparing the disciples and himself. Jerusalem isn't just a geographic destination, it's the completion of his work, his purpose. What's about to happen in Jerusalem? A few verses earlier, Jesus said it. Let these words sink into your ears. The Son of Man is about to be delivered into the hands of men. Luke chapter 9, verse 44. The climax of history draws near. Speaking of words sinking in,
we have to learn to take directions. Some of us notoriously refuse to ask directions, even in unfamiliar territory. A family member recently told me about a road trip where her driver got in a shouting match with Siri, the iPhone voice mapping their way. But if we want to go where Jesus leads, we have to learn to listen. At the end of the Sermon on the Plain, Jesus asks, "Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and do not do what I tell you?" Luke 6, verse 46. Ouch! When he starts telling parables, don't miss the surprising purpose of these parables. He says to pay attention to how you hear. Luke 8, verse 18. And when Jesus' face shines on a mountain, what does God say from above? "This is my Son, my chosen one. Listen to him."
So as you read Luke this week, take it as another opportunity to do just that. Listen to him. Thanks for tuning in, and may the Lord bless you and keep you today.
Shalom.